How appropriate is that, given that we are here for 7 days for the troops? American heroes for sure. Here in Tupelo, Mississippi at the Antler, that's where we are. 7 days for the troops.org. That's where you can log on and make a donation to this extremely worthy cause. It's our pleasure to welcome now Chris Brown. He's the Public Service Commissioner for the Northern District of the great state of Mississippi. Chris, good to see you, man. Commissioner, thanks for coming on.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me. It's a great event. We look forward to supporting the troops, and the job that Scott Burns and his team does here is absolutely amazing. So it's good. It's an honor to be part of it.
It's really incredible to think about this being originated and founded right here in Tupelo, Mississippi, in your district. No?
Yeah, it's really cool. So our troops, we owe them a debt that we can't repay. So every little bit we can do, we're glad to do it. So,
and what do you think about? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris.
No, so again, I just want to give 7 days for the troops a good shout out and support them. 7 days for the troops.org.
No doubt about it. And something I think both you and I can agree on. Totally reliant on private funding.
Yes.
Nothing from the government. So
100%.
Yeah, and I think, of course, private funding, privately funded organizations are way more efficient in their use of those funds than government is.
I think we're finding that out every day with USAID and the work that DOGE is doing, that government is not the solution. A lot of time that's the problem.
No doubt about it. So what about Pete Hegseth, Secretary of Defense?
How cool is that?
That is so cool.
That he's coming here to Tupelo, and I know he's a good veteran, and he's a great American. So it's good that him and Scott teamed up to promote this event, and to hopefully we'll raise a bunch of money tonight.
I think he will be blown away, honestly, with the hospitality he receives and the interest and the passion, the vigor that he'll find here in the great state of Mississippi, where we do honor and respect our veterans and our members of our military.
We do, and this is a great venue. The Antler is a beautiful event, place to have an event like this, but if it was 3 or 4 times this size, I think it would be packed.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's awesome. All right, give us a report from the Public Service Commission these days.
Well, what we're dealing with here in the north is the incident that happened with the Atmos high pressure line. High pressure line exploded.
Very unusual situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, it didn't explode. It was just released the pressure, and obviously the whole system went down. 17,000 connections were out, and Atmos. We were on the ground. Our Public Service Commission Pipeline Safety Division was on the ground as quick as we could get up here. We investigated the situation, then turned it back over to Atmos, and they have been working diligently with over 700 employees, and so now they're up to about 12,000 of the 17,000 restored. So hopefully we'll have all that behind us within the next couple of days.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt about it. And the mayor, Todd Jordan, reports that he's pleased with the response from Atmos and the status reports they've been given and all the assets that they have applied to this issue.
They're very responsive. I was actually at the dentist yesterday, and he was bragging on Atmos and the work that everybody coming together, the city, our staff, the Atmos people. It's been very. It's unfortunate that it happened, but we are moving as quick as possible as a group to make sure that people have their service restored.
Well, and I think it bears repeating. I mentioned to the mayor that look, these are human creations, and they're subject to failure. I mean, no matter how well they're engineered, there's always this possibility. And the real litmus test for a company is not whether or not there's going to be a problem. It's what they do when there is a problem, how they respond.
Which brings me to the next issue we have, Holly Springs Utility District. Some of that is human error that are self-inflicted, I guess. Yeah. So all 3 of commissioners are going to be in Holly Springs this Friday night. Okay. Just to show unity, and that we are unified to fix that issue for those people in that district. Okay. I don't know how much you followed it, but
we reported it too.
It's a bad situation up there.
That's what we hear. Is it fair to say, Commissioner, that when you have folks like Atmos that are responding appropriately and expeditiously, that it makes your job a little easier, I guess?
It does. You know, when people work with you and with a common goal, and I think that's where this commission has been strong, is the fact that myself, Commissioner Carr, and Commissioner Stamps, we have a common goal. It's one Mississippi. We want to do, if I can help Commissioner Carr, Commissioner Stamps in their district, I'm 100% for them.
Okay.
And in years past, it seems like it's been more of a competition between personalities. But I'm pleased to say that we are all unified in a one Mississippi.
Good to hear.
If I can help the South, we will. If they can help me, they will. If I can help the Central, same thing.
I sense that as well. I just want you to know that as a citizen and also in this role as well, having interviewed all you guys and interacted with them, I do sense that, and that's appreciated to let you know.
And the interesting part is, we can disagree. We've disagreed from the bench. Sure. And but at the end of the day, Commissioner Stamps and I had a little bit of disagreement last month. And but at the end of the meeting, we both said there's nobody else I'd rather serve with than you.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so we can disagree but not be disagreeable or hold those grudges, if you will.
Well, you can get a lot more done when you're just can engage in respectful discourse like that.
We lack it in our country. We were just talking to Scott about that and how we see in our national discourse that right now they're burning Teslas, and why? Why is arson or violence the kind of knee-jerk reaction to go to? If you don't like what they're doing, don't buy the product.
Sure.
And instead of being vandalism and destructive, that's a crime.
Totally agree.
And I hope that Pam Bondi and that group will go after them for what they are. You can't destroy somebody else's property without some kind of recourse.
I think you and I would agree. We are in full support of peaceful protesting under the First Amendment. When you start destroying the property of others, or even worse, they do physical harm to their bodies, their person, that's beyond the First Amendment.
Yes, and I think that's why the left is kind of out of vogue right now.
Totally agree.
Because you go to violence or to doxing or all these other things to try to hurt somebody personally, and it's not about policy then. It's about personal attacks, and I don't think that's not helpful in politics.
Yeah.
Let's discuss policy and go head to head on our ideas, not on what you look like.
Yeah, totally agree. So, Commissioner, as you are well aware, something that is paramount in most of the minds across this country is the insatiable demand and future demand for energy is driven by this explosion, this artificial intelligence revolution. Those guys need those tools, I should say. They need data centers, and data centers consume lots of power. Though they continue to improve in efficiency, but they still need power we don't have. What's the plan there?
We're our power exporter right now, so we are an energy exporter.
Okay.
So Mississippi, we actually send power to Georgia, to Arkansas, and Louisiana at this point, generated in Mississippi. I know we're having more. TVA announced they're building a couple new combined cycle natural gas plants in the north. Entergy is on the move, building a couple new natural gas facilities.
Right.
The key there is to make sure that we have reliable, affordable energy. So that's kind of our job, to try to encourage them. We don't dictate it, but we want to make sure that everything we look at, this generation mix, is very important for the future. If we get it wrong, our quality of life goes down, and we lose our economic, our industrial base, or companies won't locate here. So we can look at Germany. Germany, first quarter of last year, said that they were bragging that 50% of their energy were renewables. Well, they shuttered their nuclear program. They were buying natural gas from Russia, but they had the second highest energy cost in the world, and they're losing their industrial base. Quality of life and standard of living is going down for the average German because of bad policy by the politicians there. So we want to make sure that we don't make that mistake, which the last administration was going down that path.
No doubt about it.
And so we have a reprieve with this administration, and they're going to be pro-America. But we're conservationists. I don't want to destroy the environment. I want to make sure that we're good stewards of what God gave us. But at the end of the day, you don't want to promote human suffering by doing that.
Yeah.
And so there's a balance.
We're in a race, I think it's fair to say, with our foes, such as China, for artificial intelligence and superiority and quantum computing. These are technologies that require energy.
Yes.
There is no industry without, and there's no innovation without energy. So it's critical that we're able to meet that demand.
Sure. And then it was reported to me that China is building the equivalent to one coal plant a month.
Right.
To supply their energy needs.
Right.
And so we're one of the cleanest nations in the world. We're emitting less carbon today than we did 20 years ago, but we're exporting it to other parts of the world.
Yeah.
And so we're going to create more power, and we're going to do it clean, and we're going to do it the right way.
That's awesome. Appreciate your service as the Northern Public Service Commissioner, Chris Brown. Thanks for coming on, Chris.
And good job reporting on the tax
on the
bill.
taxes.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
We'll talk about that
Congratulations.
while we're on the air.
Let's do it. Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you coming on, Commissioner.
7daysforthetroops.org.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're coming right back, folks. The Element Wealth Studio is at the Antler in Tupelo, Mississippi for 7 days for the troops.